Hey my fashion people, welcome back to the channel. Today, let's decode, review and rate from the movie The Archies. When the trailer was dropped, I was deeply invested into the film right then because of the aesthetic, the costuming, the styling, the characters, the Nepo babies and whatnot. But when I watched the film, it was quite average. As a viewer, only the aesthetics, the costumes and the designing was jaw-dropping. I've been waiting for this, so grab your popcorn, hit that subscribe button and let's move on to all things fashion in Riverdale. And let me give you a little background about the whole styling bit. The costume stylist was this genius. This girl recently had an interview with Elle where she decodes every character's costumes and what her whole idea of styling the Archies universe was. As you all know, the setup has been based of 1960s, so the whole styling game was also of that era. She wanted to express the characters' moods as it was a musical. I get that, especially in a musical, the characters have to express a lot through the songs, a lot through their costumes, a lot through what they're feeling at that moment. My personal favorite costumes were from three characters, which was Veronica, Betty and Dilton. So let's start with them. Sahana Khan played the role of Veronica Lodge in the film. Veronica is high on fashion as her parents have the money to travel and to explore the world, to which she can be seen wearing a lot of trendy outfits from the 1960s, mini skirts with collared shirts, hair under a vest, to her hairbands to even her skates. That's a story with rich brats, right? You don't like them but you like their outfits. I would give Veronica a 9 on 10. Coming to Betty, which was played by Khushi Kapoor, who honestly in my opinion should have played Veronica, but moving on. Her character was somebody who loves to borrow clothes from her mom's wardrobe. She was wearing a lot of checks, a lot of polka dots. I personally liked her outfits where she was wearing a lot of trousers because she had to cycle a lot. I loved her waistcoats with puffed sleeves. I think that suited the character really well. It brought a lot of humility to the character as well. I would give it a 9 on 10. Let's talk about Dilton. Dilton was played by Vedant Mehta. Character had little to offer in the film because he had very little role, but I really liked the way he was styled. Dilton's like a very chic geek of 60s, was a lot into his looks and books. He's always holding a book. He's super stylish and Johnny wore a lot of 1960s trendy blazers mixed with pants from the 50s and 40s. I loved his suspenders. He also wore a lot of checks and stripes and his V-neck geeky sweaters. He played a lot with neutral tones, but there was always a hint of color in his outfits, which I really liked. Also adored his signature glasses, which he wore in each and every scene that he had. I would really give a 10 on 10 to Dilton. Now let's talk about the main character of the film, Archies, who was played by Augusta Nanda, who honestly did not do justice to Archies. I personally thought that his styling could be better as he was the main character of the film. He didn't bring the quintessential attractive, popular guy vibe. He came across as a very ordinary boy next door who's stuck in his head regarding two different girls. He wore a lot of collared t-shirts, worn down sweaters, V-neck shirts, and played with a lot of blue, maroon and grey. I personally really liked his varsity jackets and some of his looks where they were on a holiday and he was with Reggie. I liked all of those looks. Only for that, I'll give him a 7 on 10. Speaking of coolness, here comes Vedant Raina, who played the character of Reggie. I really love the fact that they banged Reggie's self-assured and confident attitude with the outfits that he was wearing. Playboy vibe was coming across from all the leather jackets that he wore. He was looking dynamic, very attractive, and immediately came across as the arrogant and flamboyant guy. But it's an 8 out of 10 for me. And let's talk about Ethel, who was played by Dawn, who according to me personally resonates the most with the character from her real life. Her persona was very eclectic and quirky, and so was her styling, which was also expressed with a lot of puffy sleeve, low-key print, and there was a whole countryside vibe to her, which presented her as a very humble and a hardworking kind of gal. Did I just say gal? Let it go. It's not my personal style, but I will give her an 8 on 10. Coming to Mihir Ahuja, who played Jughead in the film, the last but surely not the least of all. Even though he has really less scenes in the film and he's always seen just eating, which I understand, he still did justice to the role that he was given. His styling comprised of a lot of sweaters and suspenders and sweater vests. But I personally noticed his styling in the first half of the film when he was wearing a newsboy cap. I really wished he would have worn that in at least one more scene. For that, I'm giving him a 9 on 10. Alright people, that's a wrap for our Archies fashion review. Let me know in the comment section down below which was your favorite character, whose costume did you like the most. It's usually very tricky to style people from the same age of the same era for a musical, but I think Purnamrita Singh did a very good job at that. She distinguished the characters perfectly, and that is what was needed out of the musical. Don't forget to hit that like button if you want more fashion reviews. Until the next time, stay hip and rocking.